TIMA update on transit service, toll policies, and affordability program.
I would like to welcome Eric Cordova. Treasure Island Mobility Management Agency. They've been doing work to plan for the start of tolling here on the island and have conducted a number of outreach sessions over the last couple of months, and Eric's here to give an update.
Eric Cordova, Deputy Director for Capital Projects for the San Francisco County Transportation Authority. Happy to be here this evening, a follow-up from last month's meeting. And I want to update you on where we're at as it relates to revised proposals here. As you know, better than anybody, the island is approximately 1,800 residents right now. We're basically planning for 10 times that amount. And the question becomes, how do we do that and make sure we don't create gridlock? Frankly, the tolling policies in front of you are basically developed with that in mind. The key here is to develop an incentive program for transit, walking, biking, discouraging the use of private vehicles. We know everyone has to use a private vehicle at certain times of the day. We understand that. Tolling is part of that measure as well as paid parking. The performance targets that were set in the development agreement basically require a 50% mode share split. It's important for us to keep in mind that we have to have a financially sustainable program, but we understand, and after talking to the residents quite a bit and hearing loud and clear, that we want to try and develop a program that works to the best extent possible for them, especially during the early years here. We've heard a few questions, and in particular, why toll? I just want to remind the commissioners that and this slide basically does that. In 2008, the legislation was authorized for tolling. 2011, the actual development plan included in its program description tolling for the island. In 2016, our TIMA board approved an initial toll policy, and the goal, once again, is trying to meet that 50% mode share split related to transit and vehicles. Our thought process here, and people also ask the question, why implement in 2021? That's the target date for having, in essence, the start of housing here. From our model indicating that we should have approximately 400 to 500 houses, new households at that point in time, and growing over the next 15 years all the way to that 8,000 number. We've heard also a lot of comments as it relates to why can't the developer or the city pay for all these services? The developer is contributing $30 million as part of the transportation operating subsidy. Also $50 million in terms of other transportation capital improvements. The city's funding, the Muni service itself is going to be city funded in terms of the incremental increase there. There's also, and I'm going to get to this in the later slides, a lot of other areas that we've been very successful in getting to be able to bring money to the table to help offset the costs here for the transportation work. Let's talk a little bit about the timeline. and where we're at today, 2018. So we're at a point where we need to go ahead and move forward with a policy proposal to our board. The final program adoption in terms of tolling and all the business rules, et cetera, is still about 2 years away, about 1 year before that 2021 date. So we are here today to update you on what our major toll policies are, but a lot of the other business rules, violations, et cetera, to that extent are really going to be developed over the next 2 years. This timeline also shows the occupancy start of 2021 with the build-out and the full build-out anticipated by 2035.